What's up, Cowboys Nation? Welcome back to the channel, where we bring you the latest, the loudest, and the most electrifying news straight from the heart of America's team. And today, oh boy, buckle up because we've got an absolute bombshell coming out of Dallas. That's right, Jerry Jones has done it again. The Cowboys' fearless and sometimes unpredictable owner and general manager has pulled off another stunner that has fans and analysts alike shaking their heads in disbelief and awe. In a move that literally no one saw coming, the Dallas Cowboys have traded for Green Bay Packers linebacker Quay Walker in a surprise deal that could completely reshape the team's defensive identity heading into the upcoming NFL season. You heard that right, Quay Walker, the talented, physical, and often underrated linebacker who's been making waves in Green Bay, is now donning the star and heading to Dallas to play under defensive mastermind Dan Quinn. This trade has taken the league by storm, and in today's video, we're diving deep into everything from the trade details to why Jerry Jones pulled the trigger, what Quay brings to the team, how he fits into the Cowboys' current defensive scheme, and what this means for the team's chances of making a deep playoff run, maybe even a Super Bowl push. Now let's start by just taking in the magnitude of this deal. Jerry Jones isn't known for playing it safe. He's a showman, a gambler, and a visionary all rolled into one, and once again, he's demonstrated that when he sees a shot to make the Cowboys better, he doesn't hesitate to pull the trigger. According to team sources and early reports, the Cowboys have sent over a second-round pick and a conditional fifth-rounder in next year's draft, along with veteran linebacker Jabril Cox, to Green Bay in exchange for Quay Walker. And let me tell you, folks, that's no small price. Giving up draft capital and a promising young player like Cox shows that Dallas sees Walker not as a rental or depth piece, but as a future cornerstone of this defense. Quay Walker, a former first-round pick out of Georgia in the 2022 NFL Draft, has steadily developed into one of the most versatile and athletic linebackers in the league. His rookie year was solid, but it was in his sophomore campaign that he really began to shine, posting over 120 total tackles, several passes defended, and showing off his unique ability to cover tight ends, stuff the run, and occasionally rush the passer. At 6'4" and 241 pounds, Quay Walker is a physical specimen, strong, fast, and with an incredibly high football IQ. He's the kind of player who doesn't just fill a role, he expands the playbook for a defensive coordinator. And who better to take advantage of that kind of talent than Dan Quinn, the architect of the Cowboys' emerging powerhouse defense? Imagine this for a second: Micah Parsons screaming off the edge, DeMarcus Lawrence collapsing the opposite side, Trayvon Diggs locking down receivers on the back end, and now, Quay Walker roaming the middle of the field, diagnosing plays, covering tight ends, and cleaning up anything that leaks through the first line of defense. This could be one of the most dynamic, fast, and terrifying defenses in the NFL if everything clicks. But this deal isn't just about talent, it's about fit and philosophy. One of the issues Dallas ran into last season was the need for more consistent production from their linebacker core. Leighton Vander Esch's health was a question mark all year, and while Damone Clark and Cox showed flashes, the consistency and durability just weren't there. With Quay Walker, Dallas is not only getting a younger and more athletic option, but they're also getting someone with playoff experience, who's played in big-time games both in the NFL and back in college with Georgia's national title run. He understands high-stakes football, and he's no stranger to expectations, which is perfect because in Dallas, the spotlight never dims. So, why did Green Bay let him go? That's the question making the rounds, and while the Packers haven't released a full statement yet, early indications suggest that they're leaning into a rebuild or retooling phase and saw an opportunity to gain draft capital and reshuffle their defensive identity. There may have been some concerns about scheme fit, long-term contracts, or just general team direction. But whatever the reason, Jerry Jones didn't hesitate. He picked up the phone, saw an opening, and once again proved he's willing to make bold moves to get this team over the hump. Now, fans across the league and especially here in Dallas are wondering, is this it? Is this the move that finally gets the Cowboys over that playoff hurdle that's haunted them for nearly 3 decades? Last season ended in bitter disappointment. Despite a strong regular season and a dominant win in the wild card round, the Cowboys once again came up short when it mattered most. But with Quay Walker now added to the defensive unit, the pieces are starting to look frighteningly complete. Offensively, the team still has weapons. Dak Prescott, despite all the criticism, had one of the more efficient seasons of his career. CeeDee Lamb continues to develop into a top-tier wideout. The offensive line, when healthy, is elite. And Tony Pollard's departure has opened the door for fresher, faster backs to get involved in new ways. But defense is where championships are won, and the Cowboys know it. That's why this trade was made. Jerry knows that if you can slow down the Eagles, shut down the 49ers, and frustrate high-octane offenses like the Lions or even the Chiefs, you give yourself a chance to hoist the Lombardi. And Walker is the kind of player who can elevate everyone around him. He's not a vocal trash talker, but his energy on the field is infectious. He sets the tone with physicality, makes smart reads, and brings a level of toughness that the Cowboys locker room thrives on. And let's not overlook his leadership. Even as a young player, Walker was viewed in Green Bay as someone who led by example, showing up early, studying film, helping teammates understand their assignments. That kind of work ethic is going to mesh beautifully with leaders like Parsons and Diggs, and with veterans like Lawrence and Gilmore still in the building. This could be the most complete defensive room the Cowboys have had in over a decade. The reaction from fans has been electric. Social media blew up within minutes of the trade being announced. Cowboys Twitter lit up with everything from shocked emojis to bold Super Bowl predictions. One fan wrote, "If Jerry keeps this up, we're going to the NFC Championship with our eyes closed." Another said, "Quay Walker and Micah Parsons on the same field? Forget it. Opponents better start praying." Even some Packers fans admitted that while they'll miss Walker, the move made sense for both sides. That's the mark of a smart trade when both fan bases walk away with something to talk about. Analysts across the major sports networks have already started dissecting the move. ESPN's Mina Kimes called it one of the most intriguing trades of the offseason, while former players like Ryan Clark and Marcus Spears, himself a former Cowboy, praised Jerry for being aggressive and addressing a key need. But trades don't win games on paper. The challenge now is integrating Walker into the Cowboys system quickly and effectively. Training camp is going to be crucial. Walker will need to build chemistry with his teammates, understand Dan Quinn's playbook inside and out, and show that he can adapt to a slightly different role than what he had in Green Bay. But everything we know about Quay says he's ready. He's hungry. He wants to prove something. And there's no better place to do that than under the brightest lights in football. Look, we've seen Jerry make splashy moves before. Some have panned out, like trading for Amari Cooper. Others, not so much. But this one feels different. It's strategic. It fills a clear need. And it shows that the Cowboys are serious about contending now. Not in 3 years. Not when they're rebuilding. Right now. Quay Walker isn't just another guy on the depth chart. He could be a future Pro Bowler. He's got that kind of talent, and now he has the platform to show the world. And what makes this even more exciting is the timing. With OTAs starting soon and the preseason not far off, Walker will have a full off-season to get acclimated, get comfortable, and make an impact from week 1. You better believe the Cowboys are going to roll him out early and often, and if his playmaking history is any indication, he'll reward them in a big way. So now the question turns to you, Cowboys Nation. What do you think about the trade? Was this a stroke of genius by Jerry Jones? Is Quay Walker the missing piece we've all been waiting for? Or are there still holes that need to be addressed before we can truly consider this a Super Bowl-ready roster? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, because this is going to be a conversation all season long. And hey, if you liked the video, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe for more daily Cowboys content, and ring that notification bell so you never miss a breaking story. We've got training camp coverage, roster breakdowns, and in-depth analysis all coming your way. So stay tuned, Cowboys Nation. This season's going to be wild, and it all just got a lot more interesting thanks to Jerry Jones and Quay Walker. Let's go.